Abortion happens mostly every day. Millions of people around the world will have abortion each year, but the majority of those people will never talk about their abortion. When we're talking about the issues of abortion, especially in a Catholic country, it is somehow difficult, extremely sensitive, and politically controversial topic or just another hot issue. Hello, I am Lemuel Recla, and I am your host for today. And we're going to discuss the roots of abortion, where you raise your voice and fight for your choice. So today, we'll be talking about the different opinions or view regarding abortion, where they came from, what exactly the law says, and perhaps even know what should be done or should not be done. Let me introduce to you our participants for today, featuring Sophia Cano, Sebastian Rausa, Serra, Luis Suguitan, and Ayumi Apostol, who are all grade 12 STEM students in AirLink International Aviation College. Perhaps we could start by trying to define the meaning of abortion for our listeners who are new to this topic. So, what do you think abortion is, in your own understanding or opinion? Sir Lester.
Abortion. Abortion is when a pregnancy is ended so that it doesn't result in the birth of a child. Sometimes, it is called the termination of pregnancy.
Next, Sir Sebastian.
It is an evil act in society rather than helping the person. It is the act of a female who will remove or to be found to kill a living baby. As a matter of fact, abortion is not justified in the society and also for the religious side.
Lastly, let's have the opinion of Miss Sophia.
Abortion is a way to terminate a woman's pregnancy by taking medication or having a surgical procedure.
Now that we know what abortion is, we are going to discuss this topic via debate or by side. So let us start with the first question to know which side our participants are going to be on. What is your perception on the legalization of abortion here in the Philippines? Do you agree or disagree? Let us start off with Sir Lester.
I disagree with the legalization of abortion in the Philippines since it doesn't precede or doesn't agree with the law of any laws based on ethical, moral, and ethical and moral.
Thank you. Next is Sir Luis.
I agree on abortion because, in my opinion, it solves many problems that our society has currently.
Next, Miss Ayumi.
I completely agree with the legalization of abortion in our country simply because I believe that this certain procedure is a basic human right that every woman deserves.
Next, Miss Sophia Cano.
Yes, I definitely agree also because of the rights that it gives us, and more about that later.
Lastly, give your opinion, Sir Sebastian.
I disagree. Even though there are instances of a justified legalization of abortion, it is still an act of removing one's freedom to live and change one's life anew. Everyone can change and can grow in many different ways. Then doing the path of a female mother, it should be done in a different ways. There are a lot of opportunities in the future.
Now that we know which group or side that our participants are going to defend, let us answer the first question. How are you going to defend your side, having the thought that the others are disagreeing with your opinion? Starting off with Miss Ayumi.
A woman should not feel obligated to carry a child she cannot support, and this is a factor of abortion that our society needs to focus on more because pregnancy is a two-way thing. Most of those who wish for safe and uncomplicated abortions are young girls who are victims of rape, sexual exploitation, and trafficking. And all of these women deserve to live a life, but they cannot do that with someone or something holding them back.
Next is Sir Lester.
For me, abortion is not good, or in some sense, it's not correct because, as I said before, it's not ethical or moral. Kasi you're cutting the life of one human being. So, mali agad.
Okay, thank you, Sir Lester. Next is Sir Luis. What can you say about the answer of Sir Lester?
Wait, ano yung sagot ni Lester?
Sir Lester said, kagaya lang daw ng sabi niya kanina, it is not ethical or not moral in a way.
In my opinion, it is ethical because abortion does not kill a baby because that baby has not gained life yet.
Okay, thank you, Sir Luis. What can you say about that, Sir Sebastian?
Even though there is no life, it can become a life. So it should be taken responsibility and cannot be removed.
Who would like to give an opinion on the other side?
Me, you said even if there's no life, there will be a life. Okay, why would you take in something living, or why would you raise something living if it's going to rely on you, grow on you, and once it's out of your womb, you can't even give the sufficient needs that it will require to live a decent life? If you're just thinking that the child will have a life and not going to think of his or her future, it's better to consider abortion and just think of the possibilities that the kid or the child will be saved.
What a nice response given by Miss Sophia. Who would like to counter or debate that answer?
Me.
Okay, Sir Sebastian.
So, when choosing for abortion, you would take all the blame and be guilty that the female have killed. The female would have an effect in the psychological being of the female and would affect her growth in the future.
Who would like to defend their side?
Wait, are you saying that the female will be affected psychologically because she chose to have an abortion? Is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
Yes, since it is an act of killing.
What if it's her free will to have abortion and it would be better for her and she won't be guilty because the child will be saved from living in poverty, in pain? She will save that because of abortion.
Like I said before, even though there's no life, it can become a life. That life have a freedom to live, and you're gonna cut that freedom instead of a free life, easy life.
What are you going to cut if nothing started yet?
I would like to counteract to that, to the
Okay,
answer
go.
of Suria.
Okay, go Sir Lester.
When the life starts when the sperm and eggs are meet. So in that sense, there's already a life that has been made. I wouldn't tend to use the Bible at some point because wala doon nakalagay yung sperm and egg cell. Yet, based sa nakalagay sa Bible, you should not kill life at all because killing is against the commandment. And as they said before by Sophia and Luis, wala pang buhay na nakikreate. Actually, there is na. Nung nag-intercourse or whatsoever, there's already a life na na-build. Pag kinat mo yung abortion, dun pa lang napapatay yung life. Kasi you terminated the process of abortion, yung sa fetus pa lang. Something like that.
Lester, if you're going to use the Bible for your references on your answers, here's a Bible verse that would contradict your answers. Romans chapter 13 verses 1 to 2. Obey the government, for God is the one who has put it there. There is no government anywhere that God has not placed in power. So those who refuse to obey the law of the land are refusing to obey God, and punishment will follow.
We counteract there's three law based on my knowledge, which is the moral, the natural, and God's law. In all three of in that three laws, walang nakalagay na thou shall not kill. Sa abortion pa lang, you're already killing. And you're using Bible as your reference. It's totally contradicting kasi yung Bible itself doesn't agree with what you're saying. Kasi mali nga siya in the first place, di ba?
Okay.
So
I have
you're
a question.
saying that the
Sige,
Bible
go.
should not be used because it contradicts itself.
Repeat what you said, please.
So are you saying that the Bible should not be used because
I'm
it
not saying
contradicts itself?
I'm saying that by using the Bible, you're contradicting in what you're believing. Kasi the Bible itself doesn't agree with what you're agreeing, which is abortion. You're agreeing to abortion, then you're going to use the Bible. Doesn't
Okay.
make sense. Kasi yung
Okay.
Bible,
Okay, let us end that. I am just going to remind you, we are having a debate. In debating, we are clearly stating a justice or a side in which justice is given, not in a religious way or not in some other ways. Thank you. Who would like to give a first statement without giving any religious facts?
Me. I would like to say that agreeing to abortion is saving women from childbirth because there are more women who die from childbirth other than abortion. And without pagsama nun sa religious beliefs, it's very practical for people to have abortion. Lalo na, there's a lot of poverty here in the Philippines. It will help reduce the suffering that we continue to have because of overpopulation.
Who would like to counter or let us end the debate there?
What did Sophia said? Sorry. Hindi, kahit ano lang, kahit brief summary. Sorry.
I said that.
Ulit daw, Sophia. Natatawa ko kay Lester, pinaulit yung sinabi.
Hindi, yung gist lang. Hindi ko kasi nag-gets yung gist. Hindi ko nag-gets yung gist.
Ako, ako na lang magsabi.
Pero, Gina,
Sige.
According sa sinabi ni Sophia, that magkakaroon ng population, tataas yung population ng tao, ng humanity. Paano naman yun sa mga batang mag-grow sila tapos magkakaroon ng mga opportunity na hindi natin alam sa future?
Sir Sebastian is saying basically that we should have been given an opportunity or a chance in having a life or having a career. Who would like to give a counter argument? Sir Luis, Miss Ayumi?
Okay. So, Baste, you said that if you do the process of abortion, you deprive the life of an unborn baby. But doesn't that deprive the rights of the mother, a living person?
Of course, when the child was born, the mother should know it is the fact that the mother should support the child, and it should be the responsibility of the mother to give freedom to the child and give an opportunity to make a new path for his or her life and change the wrongdoings of his or her mother.
Who would like to give a counter argument, or let us end the debate here?
Me.
Okay.
Just like you said, it's the mother's responsibility to take care of the child, right? That's why what Luis is saying, that you're going to ignore the rights of the mother to continue living her life because she is now obligated to raise a child. That's what abortion is for, to have the woman's right to continue living and to save a child from living in poverty, because you're just going to give a woman responsibility that they don't even want to have because of unsafe sex or other reasons. That's why we have abortion. That's why we're agreeing to abortion.
Okay. Let us end that question here. Okay. What the very nice responses given by our participants. They are giving facts or opinions about each other's side, and I am very confused in which side should I be. Should I be disagreeing or agreeing about the legalization in our country? Here is a fact about abortion. Did you know that even though that abortion is being normalized in some countries, the total number of abortion have been decreasing year after year? Here is the next question. Under what circumstances, if ever, can we take an innocent human life? Let us start off with the disagreeing side. Sir Sebastian or Sir Lester, who would like to answer first?
I could.
Okay.
So your question was, under what circumstances can we take human life?
Yes.
In what sense, Sir Vico? By abortion ba?
Yes. In a sense of abortion.
In the sense of abortion, you're cutting the life of a child by having an abortion, or by terminating the pregnancy of a child which is supposed to be born by his or her or the girl. Kasi nga, pinapatay mo yung buhay na dapat. Supposed to be na buhay dapat.
So are you stating that there should be no circumstances that we can take an innocent human life? There are no circumstances for you that we should take an innocent human life, if ever?
Yeah. If
Okay.
ever, yes. Because we have what we call free will and freedom. In the sense na free will, because kinakat mo na agad yung free will ng buhay ng may buhay sa pagpatay pa lang sa kanya, na without him or her knowing it. Kasi di ba, wala namang kamuang-muang yung fetus eh.
Okay. How about the agreeing side? Who would like to give their statement about my question?
Sige ako na. I think in the situation where the mother is dying, like pag manganganak, then you need to choose if it's the mother or the baby will live because of some circumstance na hindi kayang ipanganak yung bata. I think that's a situation. And also, if the family is overpopulated and they can't take another child more in their family because they can't support it because of poverty, that's a reason.
Who would like to give an additional reason in the agreeing side?
Ako. Ako.
Agreeing side.
Ah,
Sir Luis?
Ako na, sige.
Si Miss Ayumi. Okay, go.
Think it in a way that if we choose to believe that it is wrong to take away an undeveloped fetus chance to live, then we are also taking away a woman's opportunity to grow as an existing person. I believe that women deserve the right to undergo abortion no matter what the reason is. That her life and body can be the ones on the line. It is all up to the mother's choice because in the end she will be the one to bear the child, raise it and build its life.
Who would like to give a counter argument?
I would like to counter.
Okay.
In circumstances that the female would be raped, it is under the law of justice, and the female should take responsibility through an act that would not affect the freedom of the baby. That's all. Thank
Could
you.
I add something?
Okay, you may add. Go.
From what Yumi and Sophia said that yung nag-aagaw buhay kung ano yung pipiliin. Kung ano yung bata ba or yung
Yes.
Tapos yung kay Ayumi naman is, I think it's all about the choice. For me, yung kay Sophia, it depends on the situation, on like what she said na nag-aagaw buhay, parang you're going to choose, the doctor will choose to what will base, kasi sometimes pinapapili, for what I've known, pinapapili yung sometimes yung asawa or the girl itself. Tapos sa kay Ayumi naman, something hindi ka gagawa ng intercourse or sex if you're not parang ready na mag-commit or pag intercourse talaga, alam mo talaga na there will be something if ever hindi ka careful.
Okay, thank you, Sir Lester. What very nice responses again given by our participants. It is giving me a choice that there are circumstances that we should agree in having abortion or we should disagree in having abortion. Here is an addition. Here is another fact about abortion. Abortion are considered to be very safe procedures. Why? I have researched that serious problems or complications after an abortion are quite rare. And said by Dr. Michelle Kramer, the safest time to get an abortion is in the first trimester. The likelihood of complications, whether it's infection, perforation of the uterus, heavy bleeding, is much low. Including that, is mishaps are so rare, in fact, that a study from 2015 found that less than 1% of abortions done in the first trimester lead to complications. Here is the question. Now, what gives a being the right to live?
Of course, anyone has the right to live, but for the parents to consider that if the child is going to live, they should consider their situation, if they can raise the child or if they want to raise the child, because most people who agrees in abortion is because the pregnancy is unwanted or they can't afford to raise another child. So if the circumstances that they can raise it with the financial aid that they have, that's a situation that the child could live freely.
Any answer from the disagreeing side?
I have an answer.
Okay,
I have
go
an
Sir
answer.
Sebastian.
A mother should take responsibility and take care of her family. That's all. Thank you.
Yet another nice responses given by our participants. It is clearly giving me a choice where there are really a right for a being to live. Now, in ending our discussion, let us give an ending conclusion regarding the roots of abortion, starting off with Mr. Luis Suguitan.
Hello. In my conclusion, abortion should be legalized, but it should only be allowed to be processed in an extent where the abortion would have a good effect to the family of the unborn individual. It shouldn't be used and abused by irresponsible people who can support the baby who do not practice safe sex. That's all.
I think that when doing an abortion, the parents and female should consider on what action should take. This kind of action can lead to a bad or a good effect to the person that carries all the problem. This is an action that affects one's personal life since people have likely encountered with the guilt, a sense of regret, or even worse that can lead to death. So I say this, abortion is something to be given a time to think what the outcome of your action will be. Ang masasabi ko ay, sa uli ang pagsisisi. Thank you.
Okay, with all that is said, in my conclusion, it is your choice. It's the parents' choice. And for the situations that we mentioned a while ago, like the unsafe sex, poverty, and others, it is important to consider abortion, having abortion. And I still stand in my choice to legalize abortion for the benefit of women, their families, and the lives of their children.
In my opinion, abortion should be think carefully and pagmuni-munihan. I'm not saying that I'm agreeing, nor the fact that I'm agreeing with abortion, but in the sense that if you're going to have this kind of abortion, you should think the consequences that will happen to you in the near future and your conscience handle it in some ways or in hard ways.
I could say that an opinion of someone depends on their perception on how they see abortion, if this will truly help or just be an act of murder or a sin. But believing the cause of having abortion legalized in our country, the Philippines, I am agreeing with this. As most of women said, my body, my choice. And I think that abortion is simply a safe way of ending unintended pregnancies. And under this are teenage girls who have little to no knowledge about safe sex, those who are rape victims, those who aren't ready for children, and the list goes on. Many of these women should also be given a chance to live life without having to be coerced into something they don't want. That is why I think that abortion should be legalized because social and economical issues are all interconnected to this in many ways. But at the end of the day, it is indeed that no matter what we think, what we say, we should always respect each other's thoughts and opinions regarding a specific matter.
Now that all our participants have given their conclusion, I am going to be the last one to give my conclusion. For me, we should really avoid having the choice of having abortion in the first place. We should have more knowledge about sex education so that we can avoid having unintended pregnancies or teenage pregnancies that will come up with the solution of having an abortion. Because I don't have a side because it's their choice to have an abortion or not and having it legalized or not. All our participants have given nice responses and has given us opinion if we should have legalized abortion here in the Philippines. Thank you again for coming and joining us in our podcast, The Roots of Abortion. Also, thank you to our guests from grade 12 STEM senior high students in ALIAC International Aviation College. Bye. Thank you.